I haven't done a video in a while, but got my coffee here real quick. It's in this nice mug. Oh, yeah. That's good. So yeah, and I'm gonna do an in defense of having multiple versions, Bible versions. Okay, one because like the King James version, we don't speak Old English anymore. We don't. We do not speak Old English anymore. Okay, we don't. What we and you know, and I use King James version, ESV, English Standard Version, and New Living Translation. I use the New Living Translation for the more clarified of like say like it says in actually maybe King James Version first for this. Okay. Let me get to it says, let the brother of low degree rejoice in that he is exalted, but the rich in that he is made low. Right? That's King James Version. English Standard Version says, let the lowly brother boast in his exaltation, and the rich in his humiliation. But, and sometimes I agree in this because, like, low doesn't mean humiliated. It means humbled. Which in the New Living Translation it says, and let the rich brother boast in that he has been humbled by God. Right? So to me that's right? A clear picture of what this is actually saying. What James 2 no James 1 10 no 9 and 10, right? And sometimes you have to have like multiple things anyway. A lot of time this is more clear to me than this is. I use ESV because that's what we use at church, and that's what I'm used to anyway, reading. Also, I've read this Bible enough for the front, but this is a Dollar Tree Bible, to have this, all this stuff, all this like New Testament, and has like contents of New Testament, the Holy Bible containing the New Testament, King James Version, and Holy Bible. That's it, and that's that's pride for me that I've read this Bible enough. So yeah, so like you can't because we don't speak. Let me get to. Oh, here's a good example. If God is for us, okay, actually, in this it says, if God be for us, who could be against us? And a lot of people will be like, what does be mean? Right? So we go back to this. For Romans 8, verse 31. And Romans is after Acts, duh. Right? If God is for us, be is for. Right? If God be for us, if God is for us, if God be for us, be is, right? Now, so multiple versions means you get more of a clear picture of something. Honestly, I use the NLT, the New Living Translation, for studying and clarification purposes. Sometimes. A lot of the time I'm like, what? But that's why I have different versions. Also, Dollar Tree, I don't know if you have a shortage of these, but come on. I like these. I'm gonna buy a lot of these and give them out to people. That means more money in y'all's pockets, right? Also, this looks way better. Like the big beard with the slick back. So, yeah, and it's like, okay, like, say, thou. It's the Lord's grace to Paul. And the night following, the Lord stood by him and said, Be of good cheer, Paul, for as thou hast testified of me in Jerusalem, so must thou bear witness also in Rome. That's Acts 23:11. So let's go to Acts 23:11. And here, by the way, I have this one too. By the way, I do carry the King James Version Bible I got from a Gideon and this one too. I'm currently on Proverbs 13 on this one. So, wait, what? Oh God, I know it's Acts something. Let's see him by. Do 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 do. 23:11. Okay, Acts 23:11. I sometimes forget because I'm, but it's okay. Acts is before Romans. Okay. The following night, the Lord stood by him and said, Take courage, for as you have testified to the facts about me in Jerusalem, so you must testify also in Rome. Right? I think it's 22:11. Yeah, it. Yeah. Be of good cheer, right? Instead of be of good cheer, it's take courage, right? Be of good cheer, take courage, right? And that's why I like doing two or three different types of the Bibles, because you don't know, like, okay, well, what does this mean? So you go to, right? I have the three main ones, right? So, yeah. Yeah, coffee's gonna be my breakfast, by the way. I don't feel like eating right now. So, yeah. And both of these are New Testament Bibles. Both of these are, by the way, I think this is like $3 on Amazon. It's an Outreach Bible. It's ESV. This is like $1.50. I have another one of these, by the way, so I'm able to, if even this gives the crap, I can easily. Yeah. What was I reading in Romans? Exactly. And I'm way past Romans. I'm way past Romans because I'm in Corinthians. Or Corinthians. What? Oh, I was reading Romans 8:5-13. Conflict of the spirit with the flesh. By the way, one reason I like this one, and I do recommend this one, is, let me get to one where you can see it. Okay, so the parable of the householder, right? What I like about this is you can read more of it. It has more like Bible verses of it, which are Matthew 12:33, 22:33. That's Matthew, and then Luke 20:9-40. So you can read more. I like that. I like the type of Bible. I have like that Bible somewhere else. I can't remember where it is. That's what I like. I really like this Bible. It's really nice because one, it's cheap, and here's the thing: if it gets, you can afford to buy like a couple more for yourself easily. This is like $3. You can get like a lot of these because on Amazon they're cheap. this one was the most expensive of the 3 Bibles I have with me right now. I don't remember which one was more expensive. My Men's Study Bible, ESV Study Bible, which that has, like that, right? Or my New Living Translation, Every Man's Bible, which it was either NIV or NLT, which I picked NIV. Or NIV, but NLT, because someone told me that was an old dude told me that's a good study Bible, right? And it kind of is, yeah. Actually, I could have hot chocolate. Oh yeah, that's good. Rasputin, the Russian Queen. Yeah. And a lot of reasons I use English Standard Version is because that's what is, read in church. The interim pastor has said, that ESV, he told me this, that ESV for him is easier to preach from. So, And by the way, if y'all wondering what we did Sunday, which I do have the thing on, that was the 4th, right? Yeah. It is on Working Faith is True Faith. These are only some of the notes. Right. So I'll actually link that. So yeah, I actually did one, like a lot of the time, I'll link that too, like the video, the Sunday sermon, which I did on Sunday. I will be, okay, so I think I might be doing you see, where is it? It's Romans 8 something. Yeah, Romans 8, 5 to something. I might be doing Conflict of the Spirit with the Flesh as a backup sermon, just in case I can't get it done next Sunday. Wait, today's Tuesday, right? Anyway, clarification reasons of, okay, well, I don't, like, what, saith, which is 9:25. Let's go to 9:25. As he saith also in Osee, Osee, I will call them my people, which were not my people, and who are beloved, which was not beloved. So Romans 9:25, right? Which is actually right here, because I always have it in Romans 8. Because I always like, if God is for us, who can be against us, right? I just do. 9:25. As indeed, he says in Hosea, those were not my people, I will call my people. And her who was not beloved, I will call beloved. And in the very place where it was said to them, you are not my people, there they will be called sons of the living God. Right? So, by the way, a lot, like in the King James Version, there's different names for, like, the places like Hosea and all that. Even us whom he has called, not from the Jews only, but also from the Gentiles, as indeed he says in Hosea. Right? So let's get to Romans 9. I know it's a long video, but it's okay. Right? And by the way, this is not going to be a church channel. I'm pretty much just turned my main channel to a church channel. But it's okay. Romans 9. Romans 9. Even us, whom he hath, or has, called, not of the Jews only, but also of the Gentiles. Paul and James, I swear to God, like just asking questions in their books. I wish John the Baptist wrote a few books, because that would be nice. I want to know more about John the Baptist than just what's in here. Like, and here, yeah, like if you can find these at Dollar Tree, I would get if you it's it's like $1 something Bible, but guess what? It actually has more of a study thing of I agree more on this, right? So yeah, so my defense of having multiple Bibles is for real, like mm, was it 5? Let me see if it was Romans 5. I'm gonna read Romans for real, like this by myself. Yeah, no, Romans 8, 5 to 13. I'm gonna read this in here. So if if y'all would excuse me, I'm going to end the video and read Romans 5 or 8, 5 to 13. Because living in the Spirit, right? And then you get into the first two of heirs of Christ in this Bible. I like this. I like both of these Bibles, to be honest. Yeah, they're cheap, but guess what? They do what they need to do. For me. So basically, not everyone can understand just the King James Version stuff. Like, hath. What? Modern, it is has. He hath given me a loaf of bread. Say it says that. Modern, it would be, he has given me a loaf of bread. Right? It's for clarification of, okay, I'm lost in this one. What does it say in the Bible have? Oh, yeah. Clarification. You need clarification in the Bible. Me, a lot of the stuff in here is more clarified than in ESV, and vice versa. Right? And this is why I say you should have multiple versions of the Bible, not just King James Version, because there are a lot of people that are like, if it's not King James Version, it's wrong. Like, bro, that's because here's the thing, just because you were taught with King James Version doesn't mean we all were and that we all understand it. And especially because they're not really helping us with what each of these words means. I guarantee that. Now I read from both because guess what? I get clarification. Like let the rich man boast in his moderation. Let the rich brother boast in he is made low. To me, low makes more sense. And a lot of times. Okay, low means humbled. Low means humility. And his humility. Not just humiliation. They could have easily done humble by God in this. Like New Living Translation did. That is the one that makes me go, oh, right? It gives that clarification of what you need. You need multiple Bibles, I think, for clarification purposes for when you're studying, right? Say like in here, in this 100 Days Experience for Men, which costs like $10 and is like lighter than air, it has like NCV for day 72, lead through servicing. It should not be that way among you. Whoso wants to become great among you must serve the rest of your life as a servant. Matthew 20:26. So let's go to Matthew 20:26 and here. Okay? Matthew 20:26. Which is funny because it's 2026. But it shall not be so among you, but whosoever will be great among you, let him be your minister. Right? So 2026 and here. Let's go to that. I'm using this as an example because guess what? We need it. We need it. 2026, okay. It shall not be so among you, but whoever would be great among you must be your servant. Right? Now, to me, this is clarified from that. By the way, if you wonder what it was, I believe it was NCV. I have no idea what NCV is. I really don't. I believe it was NCV. Maybe it was day 70 something. Oh, Speaking Life. Yeah. I believe it was NCV. Yeah. I new Christian version. I'm gonna have to say, I'm just throwing it into the wind. But yeah, say this. NCV, thinking through, right? And that's the thing I like, And I'm also reading here's the thing. King James Version, for me, when it comes to Proverbs, is excruciating to me. But I can read in this, because by the way, this does have Psalms and Proverbs, as you can see. Or not see. I don't know. But yeah, I'm on Proverbs 13. So yeah. I want to read Philemon. I just want to read Philemon just because. I don't know what it's about. I've never read it. Wait, is it Songs? No, Songs of Solomon. New. Yeah, I think it's Old Testament. Yeah, so I'm not seeing that. But what I like about, here's the thing: if you're gonna carry these smaller Bibles, I would say try to get a small Bible from a Gideon, and then buy this. This is like $7-8, but it's worth it because that's Songs of Proverbs. But you can also interchange. Let me see if I can do that. Which? Oh, that's gonna fall. Oh, that's gonna fall. Why put that right there? It's a thing of popcorn, by the way. So here, ecstasy and fire. But you can interchange the when to help find whens with this and this, so you can read each. Well, look what this is. It has so like defeated. Let's see what it says. It says depressed Psalm 34, right? For this, defeated is Romans 8:31-39, which is when I actually started reading it, right? So, and defeated for this, or depressed, anyway, what's the story? That's a Dave. Wait, it's in the, what is it the New Testament says about? Is it? Yeah. Depressed, you have Matthew 11:28-30, Romans 8:28, which don't read 8:28. I would just read Romans 8:31-39. Literally, if God's for us, who could be against us, right? Then it has, Philippians 4:13. I can do everything through Christ who gives you strength. I think. Wait, let me see if that actually. Let's see if that actually. Wait, let's see. I can do all things through Christ. I can do all things through Him who strengthened me. I believe in here. It is. I can do all things through Christ which strengtheneth me. I prefer this, version of that, instead of Him who have Christ. Don't be afraid to put Christ in here, right? But yeah, anyway, both of these are really good to have. Both of these are small Bibles. They're both with Psalms and Proverbs, but this one has a little bit more of of course the Gideons will always have so when to help find when, teachings about some of life's problems, Christian virtue and character, and you can, if you're like, I want to read more than this what's in here. If you have this, you can go, okay, right? I want to read about, let's go, let me do one that's short. Protected, Psalm 34:7, right? Let's go to Psalm 34:7 in this Bible first and foremost. Come on. It's kind of annoying too, by the way, because the angel of the Lord encampeth or camps around about them that fear him and deliver them. I'm giving this as an English of right? I believe it was 34:7. Sometimes I kind of forget because yeah, 34:7. Let's read 34:7 in here. What are my neighbors doing? There's like a humming thing going on. And it's annoying. The angel of the Lord encamps around those who fear him and delivers them. Right? So it's like, okay, this is this and this is an Englishfied version of this. I feel that if I feel a good combination for these two, or King James version and English Standard version, because it seems like English Standard version is an Englishfied version of the King James version, right? I love both of these Bibles, by the way. I just do. This one because it's simple. This one because it's like kind of fancy but cheap at the same time. So yeah, I say you should have multiple versions of multiple translations, versions, whatever, for clarification reasons and for studying reasons, because you can't just study one and be, oh yeah. And here's the thing, no one speaks Old English or English from the time of King James, right? So why not have more than one version of the Bible? Honestly, this is just me, but I mainly, when I use the King James version and ESV version, it's because this is basically an Englified version of this. So yeah. Anyway, God bless and peace. God is for us, who's against us. This is Hope you're okay. Saying God bless and peace.